Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again here with the future. And I have a special DVD and VHS collection update to share with everybody today. This one has to do, obviously, with Batman, as I've made this background back here of various Batman figures and stuff that I've picked up and gotten from people over the years. Those are actually 2008 Batman figures mint on card there, but they are from the 96-99, the series that aired from 96 to 99, Batman New Adventures. And a big shout out to Ryan Shaw, who let me know that on the older vid that I posted from, I don't know, it's been some years back that I did the 2008 Mattel figures, but they actually depict Batman New Adventures, or New Adventures of Batman. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you have Two-Face, Battle Damage Batman, and the Joker there, and just some other various figures, Batman that I've had since, I've been like 8 years old, that I got out of a comic book with a ton of other Marvel and DC figures. I wish I still had them all, but that's the only one that really survived from my childhood. Plus, I put some villains in here, other ones that I had loose. The Scarecrow there, one of my favorite Batman villains, actually, and the Creeper there. He appears in some of the Batman animated films series that they did, not films. Also, I have Bane back there on card from The Dark Knight Rises. I don't think I ever did any kind of showcase or review on Bane. I might have to get around to doing one of those. There's Batman as depicted in Mask of the Phantasm, 93. And also, I have to give a shout out to my brother who picked me up this 1976 Pepsi Super Series Robin, the Boy Wonder glass. I love these old vintage etched glasses that Pepsi did for, certain restaurants and whatnot. And I think this may have just been a series by Pepsi alone, but it may have been, given out at a Hardee's or McDonald's. They'd have these kind of glasses. And I'm really big on collecting these days. And that's something that just nostalgic from back when I was a kid. You don't see them made that much anymore, but I love that glass my brother picked me up. I think it's going for like 20 or more online. Also, my dad picked me up this badass money clip. It's a Dark Knight Batman logo, but I thought that was really cool. As you can see there, it's magnetized too, and it does clip money. I should have grabbed some cash and showed you, but yeah, it works. And now to get on with the main thing that I made this video for, and that is to show off my updates that I made in my Batman collection, obviously. But I figured I'd just go through here and try to rifle down all of my Batman genre films, or, cartoon animated films that I've picked up throughout the years. And I'm going to do them in chronological order as well. Try to do them in chronological order. I may mess it up along the way. I've been known to do that. But big shout out to everybody watching. If it's your first time watching, make sure you give me a subscribe. Give this video a like if you like what you see here. And drop a comment down below. Always like to hear from my listeners. And oh yeah, I forgot to point out the Batman v Superman cereal box back there. That cereal is not good. There's the Superman cereal. Yeah, I got them both. I actually cracked it open and tried it, and not good. But glad I got the box. Cool looking box. The first one I want to show is from when I was a kid, this 1989 Batman and Robin. I've showed this off before. It's actually made in 1989, but actually it is a 15-chapter serial released in 1949 by Columbia Pictures. It was a sequel to the 1943 serial, but had two different actors portraying Batman and Robin. I remember watching this when I was a kid, and I loved it. I loved the Batmobile in it and everything. I think I seen the Batmobile from this series on a recent American Pickers. I like watching American Pickers, and I think I seen that on there. And here you see the last 8 of 15 chapters were on this one, and it says of one of the original Batman and Robin serials. So just a closer look at some of the vids I had. And yeah, this was like one of the first Batman-related videos I ever had when I was a kid. Got this at 1989, and it's good times. They make collectability a way of life. You gotta love that. Aired in black and white. And you can see that the date there, 1949. Columbia Pictures actually released this. And yeah, this one had to do with a villain known as the Wizard. As you can see, Batman versus Wizard. And Batman obviously was victorious in Chapter 15. And it has a little ride up there. I'm not going to go too far into all the riding and stuff, but I'll set this aside. Actually, I'm going to set that there so I can keep my background going. And here's some of the updates I made, but it goes along with the collection and is the 1960s Batman TV series. And as I show here, I have I have all these out of order, but I have season 1, and then season 2 was the longest of the 2 seasons, so it came in 2 different discs. So you have season 2 part 1 and season 2 part 2 there. And then season 3 I picked up. I only had season 2 part 1 and 1 in my last Batman update that I did. But yes, these are the 2 new ones that I picked up. Season 2 part 2. And yeah, this was the longest season, so they had to make 2 DVDs for this. And it's like 30 at some episodes. But looking at that, I mean, John Astin right there as the Riddler. This one also featured Kato and the Green Hornet. Yep, Bruce Lee was Kato. So I had to get this one. After I got the first season, I had to like go after all the other ones. They did make this in a box set too, that you could get them all at once. But it was funner just picking them up one at a time. That way I forced myself to wait to have to watch them. And the 3rd season I picked up lately too. You can see old Vincent Price's Egghead. And I believe Eartha Kitt was the black actress that portrayed, or African-American actress that portrayed Catwoman in this series. Lee Meriwether and Julie Newmar also played Catwoman. There you see Cesar Romero as Joker. I'm a huge fan. Yvonne Craig here as Batgirl. And a really cool thing is I'm from Nokomis, Illinois. And in Taylorville, Illinois is the hometown of Yvonne Craig. And I actually picked this very DVD up, this set from Taylorville Walmart in Taylorville, Illinois. And that is where she was born. And yeah, went on to become Batgirl in the 60s television series. So really cool. You see other villains here from the show. That's actually Frank Gorshin starring as the Riddler there. Gorshin was really good as the Riddler. But John Astin did a good job too as well. As you've seen on season 2. So it was cool to see the father from the Addams Family, which I love the Addams Family, a big fan, and he played the dad in Addams Family. Gomez Addams, I believe. I may be wrong, but I'm thinking. But I am a big fan of the show. I just haven't watched it forever. But yeah, I'd love to get the Addams Family DVD set. I have the Munsters set. So here's a look at season 1. And yeah, there's Gorshin as the Riddler. I was looking to see if they had... I mean, I may be saying that wrong. I am a big fan of his acting, though, from this. I hope I'm saying it right. But you got Burt Ward and Adam West as Batman. And yeah, on this one, it was Robert Lowry as Batman under the cowl. So yeah, through the years, you know, many people portrayed Batman. And moving on from the series was the one that actually got me interested in Batman, other than the 60s television series that I'd watch reruns on TV of, and that was the 1989 Tim Burton Batman. I love this. Jack Nicholson portrayed his own version of the Joker. You had Michael Keaton as Batman. I thought he did a good job. You couldn't really go wrong with this movie, man. If you watch it today, it still holds up very well. And it started off that, you know, dark story of Batman that had not been told on film before. And it was just very different. Kim Basinger, also in this movie, played the love interest of Bruce Wayne there, Michael Keaton. So I always loved the first Batman, and I think it really paved the way. We would have not seen the Dark Knight trilogy, which is a great trilogy, if it wasn't for this first Batman by Tim Burton. But there was something about letting a director film the sequel after that, because then you had a movie like Batman Returns that came out, which I really enjoyed this movie when I was a kid, but the only thing I didn't like was the portrayal of Penguin by Danny DeVito. Very grotesque, half man, half fish-like creature type guy. And in the original series, as you can see there, Burgess Meredith, he was just a regular guy, kind of a long nose, wore that, you know, signature top hat and everything. And you can see even the shirt that I'm wearing for this vid is Batman, which I forgot to point out. But you can see even he is portrayed on the shirt. Let me try to adjust it there. Yeah, as the Burgess Meredith version. And that would have been a cooler version, in my opinion, than making him, you know, really grotesque. And there's a good shot of him right there. Yeah. Just Very strange. And I think I had that flipped around, but there you go. But another shot there. Yeah, just a darker version. Then you have Batman Forever. And sorry if I turned the camera around there on accident because I was trying to get my shirt. Batman Forever is when they let Joel Schumacher take it over because I don't think they were real pleased because a lot of parents and stuff were like, man, this is too dark for my kid and I can't believe I took him to see this and everything after this version. So they got Joel Schumacher to do a lighter hearted version. You had Jim Carrey as the Riddler. And you also had Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. Actually taking over the role of Batman in this one is a pretty good actor that I like, Val Kilmer. And also, we see Nicole Kidman in this movie. Chris O'Donnell becomes Robin in this one as well. Here you have it. A lot of people make fun of this vid, like to poke fun at it. But you know what? I thought Riddler with Jim Carrey was great. And I thought even Two-Face was a good job. A lot better than the Christopher Nolan version, in my opinion. And I thought they could have carried on and made a better sequel than what they ended up making. And what they ended up making was none other than Batman and Robin, the Joel Schumacher flop. And this movie is a bad movie. I mean, he's got the Batman credit card. You have Arnold Schwarzenegger shouting out, ice puns and talking about freezing this and that. They had bat nipples on the suits. I mean, it was just over the top. I mean, I think he really did. Even though he says he didn't try to, patent it after the campiness of the original 60s television series, which I really like to get the campy-ass movie they made for back then for the television show. It was made whenever the show was popular. They have a movie as well, and I'd like to get that for the collection, but that's one I haven't got. But yeah, this was really campy. I mean, just watch it if you're a fan, though, and curious, because it is worth the watch just to check it out. And also, you had Bane played by an ex-wrestler. Jeep Swanson, I believe, is who it was. I am a big wrestling fan, and I should know this right off the top of my head, but he's not listed on the actors there, but I think it was Jeep Swanson. Or Swenson, I can't remember. Yeah, Jeep Swanson. He was a huge guy. He actually portrayed Bane in this for the first time. He was Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman's sidekick. And you also had Alicia Silverstone become Batgirl in this. Chris O'Donnell reprised his role as Robin. But a real bad one. So, therefore, they did not make, and I'm kind of disappointed, and I wrote this down, they did not make Batman Triumphant, which was scheduled to be made by Schumacher. And the reason is because of the flop that Batman and Robin was. But Triumphant was supposed to star the same Chris O'Donnell. And yeah, I forgot to tell you, George Clooney took over the role, and he was supposed to return as Batman. But it was also supposed to have Martin Short as Mad Hatter. I wrote him down here. Mark Lynn Baker as Man-Bat. Madonna as Harley Quinn, and they were going to make her Joker's daughter instead of like Joker's love interest, which was really weird, and she was going to be out for revenge. Steve Buscemi, Ewan McGregor, Nicolas Cage, and Jeff Goldblum were all up to be the Scarecrow, and that's why I cranked him out, because I love Scarecrow, man. You got to dig Scarecrow. One of the best villains. I don't know why they didn't put him in the 60s television series. But here's one that I just grabbed for the collection's sake because I got it really cheap, like under $1. And it was the Halle Berry Catwoman that they made in like 2004, I think it was. This is actually a slipcover case. And what's weird is it has two different pictures, which usually slipcover cases you have the same picture. But this one did not follow that mold of the other slipcase versions that I've gotten here in the past. Knocked over Scarecrow there. But this was a really bad movie, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I watched it, but it was like I wasn't really paying too close of attention because it was just so bad. I'm like, yep, it's as bad as everybody said it was. So there's the Halle Berry Catwoman that I do have, and it's the widescreen edition too. It would have been a lot better with Michelle Pfeiffer, who did a great job as Catwoman in Batman Returns. And then you have the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, directed by Christopher Nolan. And I have the widescreen edition here of Batman Begins. which was really good. Showed like the beginnings of Batman, as hence the title, Batman Begins. You had Alfred, portrayed by Michael Caine. Christian Bale was Bruce Wayne Batman. Jim Gordon was played by Gary Oldman. And Morgan Freeman, Lucius Fox. Also, Liam Neeson played Ra's al Ghul. And the Scarecrow was in this movie as well, who makes a appearance at the beginning of Dark Knight. So if you have not seen Batman Begins, you will not get, well, I guess you just won't know who that is at the beginning of the Dark Knight if you've never seen Batman Begins. But very cool cover for this one. 2 thumbs up, best film of the year. And I have them all, so that was wrong. But here's a version of Dark Knight. It's the widescreen edition that I have. I'm big on the widescreen editions of DVDs if I get them. This was Heath Ledger's mesmerizing role as the Joker on his take. I don't know. Romero, Jack Nicholson, and Ledger, they've all done great Jokers. I've yet to see Suicide Squad Joker, but I've heard it's not the greatest. Christian Bale come back as Batman in this one, and he battles the Joker. And there's also Two-Face in this as well, Harvey Dent. I did not like Two-Face as well in this one at all. The Tommy Lee Jones was better in my opinion. But I do have 2 versions because I have this sealed version of The Dark Knight 2. It was a full screen edition that I got, brand new, unopened, still sealed. And it will stay like that because I don't plan on opening it up because it's a full screen version. But still cool to have. So I show that. And then The Dark Knight Rises. Christian Bale reprised the role as The Dark Knight. And you had Tom Hardy come in and play Bane. So you could not beat that. Bane was badass in this movie, and that's why I did pick up the figure over there. That's actually Tom Hardy as Bane. So you cannot top Dark Knight Rises. I thought it was really good, and I was really wanting them to do another spin off of this and a 4th film. But I guess all we're going to get is Dark Knight Rises, because then they became Batman v Superman that they launched. Instead of a 4th Dark Knight movie. But keeping it at the trilogy is fine with me. I love all the films. Plus, I have some animated ones here, and they're not really, well, I can actually kind of put them in order. You got the VHS here of Mask of the Phantasm, and that's what that figure over there is from that year, same year as this was made, 93. And this is considered one of the best Batman portrayals ever on screen, and movie-wise, by some critics. I love this movie, and I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I'd have been 11 years old when they dropped this. It says there 93 DC, 93 Warner Brothers. And yeah, they're all Warner Brother releases because, of course, ever since the original, well, not the original, but the 60s TV series, it's been Warner Brothers has owned the rights to Batman. So yeah, you can see they're all Warner Brothers, except for the Columbia Pictures Good Times release over there. Good old Good Times. But to wrap it up here, we also have Justice League. It's a take, like another alternate universe versions of Batman in them. And then I have Batman Under the Red Hood, the 2-disc special edition, which is very good. I really like this. A lot of special features. Had a Jonah Hex cartoon as well. But yeah, that is it, guys. And that is my Batman update. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching. As always, give me a like if you like what you've seen. Subscribe. And make sure you leave a comment down below. And until next time, guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. And I hope you like the Batman update. Peace out.